Hello everyone, my name is bjornBES and welcome to this video, to this unit tutorial about enemy AI. The player and the enemy is nearly identical. Um, and the player movement I'm using is top-down movement. You can find exact script over at my GitHub if you want. Um, the enemy has a sprite renderer, like the sprite, as a enemy AI script, which there's nothing in right now. A circle collider, which is stand on his triggers, a rigid body with a gravity scale of 0 and a 3 rotation of Z so that it doesn't spin around like crazy, and then a 2D box collider. So that is everything that I have right here on this. So how are we going to make an enemy AI? Well, let's jump into an enemy AI, into our enemy AI script. Okay, so okay, so first thing that we're going to do is to either type in public anything you actually want, as long as it stands in the inspector in Unity inside of your script. I'm always using serializable fields and then something, because that is what I am. Right. But we're going to have a variable float. That what do we want to do with it? Well, we want to set the radius of this circle. So that is what this variable is for. Just jump in. Video. Radius. And let's just set this to 15. Then we want to have the actual collider. So again, there is build or something. Collider 2D, and then just an ordinary enemy collider. I'm always showing the collider as coil. Actually get the enemy to move will come in later. For now, we'll be going under here under our methods, deleting the start and typing in awake. Awake is the first thing that is going to be set inside of a script. So, what are we then going to have? We are going to have the enemy coil equals to get component dot collider 2D bracket open close and a semicolon. Now we know what our enemy collider is going to be, but we haven't specified it. We can specify it by saying a spear collider, for example, because we actually circle collider. A circle collider 2D. And we say instead of collider 2D. This will just simply specify it. So that won't take, for example, the box collider that we have on it. Wait, now with that done, now we'll say if no, no, sorry. We'll then go under our wix, the enemy collider dot radius equals to our radius. This will just simply set it to 15, as we have stated before. Then we will go under our update, say if our enemy collider that is touching layers, then we want to specify what layer is it. We're going under again, saying layer mask, calling just layer, saying layer, saying if that's true, everything there, then we want to first of all debug is working. Debug.log saying layer going layer. Then we want to save. Go over to Unity. Wait on it loading down here. Wait. When it is finished loading, see the enemy AI script being more built like this. Alright, how are we then going to add a layer? Well, go under up here, click add layer, type in anything that gives meaning. Go under your player for what the enemy should be going after, and say player. Now I have a main camera under my player as a child object, but I'll say no to this, but you can say yes if you want. Then you're gonna go under your enemy, go under player mask, and then select player, and then try it right now. When you're playing, it will be a good idea to actually have your gizmos on. I'm just out of here, going to player. That means it is actually detecting that we are inside of the circle. I'm just simply going to like put it down a little bit. Alright, but how are we then going to get it to move? Well, you're going up to your variables, saying switch body, B, and say enemy rig. Then I will just simply copy this code, say enemy rig, and say rig body. We don't need to like do anything special here. We have a widget button, so we can actually move. Alright, now we will leave that going to clear, typing in vector 2 velocity equals to a new vector2 dot. Now we need to specify the player. How are we going to do that? Go up to your variables, say transform, call it player. Go under here again and say transform dot position minus player dot position. And of course we can't do that in this just really. So we'll put in x both these so we can calibrate the x move. And go under here, say transform the position dot y minus the player dot transform position dot y, and then you will go on the player rig, player rig enemy rig dot velocity equals to minus velocity. I'm also just going to change the name to velocity, so I'm not actually getting confused and wonder why. If we're then going into just a little bit of thing, when you're renaming a variable, always remember to rename the other, because else you are going to be problem. Else you're going to be in trouble. Then we're waiting on Unity to actually load. And also remember to save. So now it should be calibrating the forces, but the distance between enemy and the player. But we don't have a speed. So when we are starting the player and starting game, yes, it is going after us. Oh, sorry. I just forgot to mention one thing. Drag your player sprite onto the player or something to under the player variable. I just forgot that. That sometimes happens. Then it will play. And yes, it's going after us. But right now it is constantly moving. The only way to escape is doing that. And as we can see, it is right now falling into the endless abyss. Alright, how can we fix this? First of all, yes, we will sense if the player is right here, but else we will make a I enumerator I will just say get to start cost, say first thing yield return to wait for seconds, and type in any number you actually want as long. Oh wait, this number in here will be the number that's time the time where the enemy will go back to the starting position. Wait, up here we'll type in float, type in time, go on time. Okay, now we'll be going on to this else. Type in start correlation, type in get position, and again I will just type in a 1 here. Wait, what this will then do will then say that this equals vector 2, that enemy grip dot velocity equals to a new. Wait, then go on here, type in vector 2, type in start, pause, go under your wait function, say start pause equals to transform dot position. Wait, then we'll practically do the same right here, with where we are going after the player, but instead of saying the we'll be saying start position dot x, start position dot x. Wait, so what about that movement? Go up here again, say serializable field or something, whatever again, type in speed. I always like to set this to 5. That is nice and fast, but not that fast. Put these two around so that will be calculated first, and times with speed, same on the y. This will then ensure that we will be getting enough force. Actually, of course, you could also do the same right down here, but I don't want actually. Wait. Then we'll again moving this. Let's give it a minute. Right there. And now we can see everything. So remember, wait, starting position should be minus 7.18 and minus 4.62. Let's press play. And if we're looking right there, and if I'm doing going all the way down to 1, the enemy will just simply drift away. Let's just instead back to 1. And now it's broken. And if we look down here, the velocity is also really, really, really high. And I can tell my player isn't really, that I am not in control of my player right now. That's both that I'm not, this is not a script actually to use, but don't blame it on me. Alright, but the player, no, not, sorry, the enemy. It only happened because that we quickly set it down to 0. It built it up really, really, really fast speed, and then we released it. So if we are going again, for example, so you can see the velocity is down here. Then try to, oh, flop, it's bad. And still drifting away. Oh, I see. I now see the problem, and that is that I forgot to actually do this. We don't want it equals that. We want it to be using the minus of velocity. Why do we want to do that? Well, because that if we are adding on like power, if we are adding on power, it will just, as you just saw. So save, go into Unity again, and give it a minute. Okay, so now I will actually put my player a little bit away from the enemy, and now start it. So if we're looking, the enemy is over here. So if we're going to accurate, look up here. We're going to accurate. They'll go after us. We will try to run away. Up, right down. And now it will go back to its home. Like we have. So that is a simple AI. A very, very, very simple AI. But it can be expanded on. So for example, we can expand on, for example, that the enemy rig, if it doesn't have any like target, the like velocity will be set to 0 until this point. And so much, 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 much more. But that was my quick tutorial on how to make a decent enemy AI. I hope it was. Of course, GitHub link is down in the description, and project link and the projects. Just the movement and all of that is also down. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. so you will get notified, and even maybe also join the Discord server, where you will get notifications when I stream and when I these videos up. But with that said, thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. I hope see you again another time. Bye.